So if a farmer who has been in the business, so to speak, for 20, 30, 40 plus years, who has weathered the storm of literal storms, rain, flooding rains, droughts, plight, bugs, all kinds of manner that would normally put anybody out of business, when they're dealing with the food chain, the stuff that we actually eat, and they say, hey, guess what? I've seen this happen before. This is probably going to happen again. If that's you, if you're talking to that person, you should pay attention. Because guess what, folks? They might know a thing or two about what they're talking. And so that's where I found myself this past week. Not once, but 3 times. And so here's the scoop. I have business dealings with some farmers here because of the nature of what we do in Wisconsin, but we also are friends with farmers. We go to church with farmers. We bump into farmers all the time where we hang out and have recreation. And guess what? A lot of chatter is the same kind of chatter. And you listen to, and if you're smart, you'll pay attention to what they have to say, at least the successful ones anyway, right? Well, here's the thing that keeps coming up. The recurring story that I'm hearing is this. When we have such crazy, bizarre weather patterns, no matter what it is, whether it's 20 years ago or 5 years ago or whatever, but when you have crazy weather patterns that are just bonkers out of the norm, then buckle up, because in the spring, something weird is going to happen. And they kept saying, like, well, might as well expect a new bug to surface that has been dormant for 30 years and is going to decimate the blah, blah, blah. Or, well, you guess what? Then we're going to have zero, rain for blah, blah, blah. Or guess what? The blah, blah, blah is going to be droughted, or this is going to be now a blight. They are always saying that when you have bizarre weather patterns that are sustained, buckle up, because something new is going to happen in the spring that's going to challenge them to get their job done so that they can actually get food affordably produced and to market so you and me can eat it. Well, guess what? When those times happen and it's not so affordable and things go crazy and they have to deal with new bugs or this and that, it gets more costly in order to get that food from point A to point B to you. Well, you may notice this beautiful white stuff all around me. Well, guess what? We are in central Wisconsin right now. What is it? Almost the center of January. And this is normally really, really, really cold. You can't see this, but I'm wearing shorts right now. Why? It's not that cold. And actually, this snow is the first real snow we've had all year. It's been blustery, and we had maybe once or twice early, but all the farmers are saying, hey, guess what? This is crazy. We've never had this kind of weather for a very, very long time. And they're saying the never part is it's just bizarre with the lack of precipitation. They're saying it's bizarre with how some bugs around here are just simply not dying off that are normally dead by now, that are crazy. You guys, wherever you are in the world, you can probably see the weather patterns are bonkers. And things that would normally be just simply are not. So why am I telling you this? Because I'm paying attention. I'm listening to smarter people than me when it comes to the food chain. And if they're telling me, guess what, Brad, buckle up because we don't know what's coming, but something's coming and it always does. Well, I'm going to pay attention, because if something like that happens, well, food prices go up. Well, guess what? I'm not trying to be doom and gloom, and I'm not here to sell you something. I'm not going to be like, so buy this tub o goo food. No. I'm just telling you what I'm listening to, what I'm seeing. You do with the information however you want. But it's not just the bizarre weather patterns. It's not just the probable emergence of some new crazy thing. But if you look at global money and what's going on in our world in terms of conflict, it looks like things are going to converge in a way that seems pretty crazy. So, you do you. You could say, Brad, you're crazy. You're just nuts. You shouldn't listen to those people that are really, 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 really smart about food and how to do it. But I mean, it's not just them too, guys. Talk with people who have been gardening a long time. Talk with anybody who's been outside a long time. Talk with people who look at weather patterns or look at the trees. They're all saying the same thing. This is odd. Now, I want to make sure that you put your comments down below on what you think is going on, because if there is something bizarre, well, guess what? We need to take actions accordingly. Think about it like this. You buy insurance, right? You buy insurance for everything. You buy insurance for your house and your car and your boat and your cat and your this and your that and your da-da-da-da-da, right? Why? Because if something bad happens, you want to be prepared so that it's not completely devastating, right? Well, what's wrong with the idea of, say, I don't know, having a little extra food on hand? Call it food insurance. Call it what you want. But if food goes up, guess what? It's a ripple effect on everything. It's 100% ripple effect on everything, because if it gets more costly to eat, well, then it's going to get more costly to drive. If it costs more to drive, then it's going to cost more to have a mortgage. Sounds like something's already happening, doesn't it? Sounds like things have already started to converge, and then when these things converge, it could be really crazy. Now, heaven forbid, maybe these really wicked smart farmers are not right. Maybe they're not. Maybe this is much to do about nothing. Okay, well then let's say that is the case. But still, you went out and bought some food for the rainy day and maybe extra toilet paper. Hey, if there's anything a good pandemic has taught us, is have extra toilet paper on hand right now, stat, right? Am I right? Anyway, what if they're wrong? What if nothing crazy happens? Well, great. Inflation happens. You just saved a bunch of money, because guess what? Take a look at the prices of just about anything you go to get in Walmart from now to, say, 2-3 years ago. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just sharing with you what has been shared with me. You do what you want with it. Information is shared. I hope you understand. I'm not here to freak anybody out, just to share. Do what you need to do. There it is. I'm Brad. You guys have an amazing... Oh, don't forget to thumbs up. It doesn't cost you a penny. Click that thumbs up. Make a comment. Say, hey, that helps the algorithm and the blah, blah, blah. You guys know how it goes. Anyway, have an awesome and blessed day. Bye.